That's the number 13, signs, plural, astrology.com. Thank you for watching my channel. This particular topic today is going to be dealing with Men in Black. Men in Black. Very popular topic, mainly because of the movie that is actually part of the trilogy, or I should say part 3 is airing right now in the movie theaters or whatever. But Men in Black is a very popular movie right now. But the term Men in Black has been popularized by the movie Men in Black. So what I want to do in this video is I'm going to go into the metaphysics behind the Men in Black. Get into a little bit of the history behind the Men in Black. Now, the Men in Black movie is not the origins of the term Men in Black. The term Men in Black was originated within the occult. The term Men in Black was used by a guy by the name of an occultist, keep in mind, an occultist, by the name of John A. Keel, K-E-E-L, John A. Keel. And John A. Keel, the occultist, is the guy that popularized the term Men in Black. John A. Keel wrote a book called Mothman Prophecies. And in the book Mothman Prophecies, he talks about the Men in Black. And he talks about the Men in Black in general. In, his writings and in, the things that he does as far as, the writings and the literature that he put out. He talks a lot about the Men in Black. And that's where the Men in Black came from. Now keep in mind, he was talking about this prior to 1975. He was talking about the Men in Black. He's a very popular UFOologist, very popular. He actually wrote a few scripts. He's a script writer as well. He wrote a few scripts. He's a writer. He's an occult researcher and writer by the name of John A. Keel. And he was the guy that came up with the Men in Black thing. Now, according to him, he didn't make this up. In the book, The Mothman Prophecies, this book is about basically a group of, I guess you can say, intelligence agents that were recruited by the government, and they're actually aliens. And they point that out in the book. The Men in Black are aliens that were recruited by the government and programmed and deprogrammed and made basically government agents for the government. So the Men in Black themselves went around looking for extraterrestrials and extraterrestrial paranormal phenomena, but they themselves a lot of them were ETs and different types of beings, fourth dimensional type of beings they themselves were, the Men in Black were. And he points that out in the book, and of course they go a lot into that in the movie as well. But the concept of the movie came from the book. And it's like a lot of people, we go to the movies and we watch these movies and stuff like that, and we are like thinking that this is the first time, like these ideas and concepts are just things that creative people sit around and they just come up and sit around a table and they just come up with stuff. That's what we think. You know what I'm saying? That a group of creative people just sat at a table and just came up with the concept of the Men in Black. A whole lot of people think that. And I know there are a lot of people that watch this channel that are very seasoned in metaphysics, the occult, and paranormal, and UFOlogy, and things like that. And to take my hat off to those people, and I respect those people. I know you guys know all about the Men in Black and the history behind it, and John Keel, and all of that. This video is for people that go to these movies, and they watch these movies, and they don't realize that these movies, all of them go back to the occult. Every movie theme that comes out goes back to the occult. Guys just don't sit around tables. Creative guys and women don't just sit around tables and just think of things out of the thin air and just come up with wild topics and wild comic books and wild movies. These things are based on a deep occult truth. And when you get into the Mothman Prophecies and understanding what this guy was talking about in this book, these are accounts of extraterrestrial, paranormal, UFO type, demon type phenomenon that was taking place on the planet all the way back into the 1800s. They have accounts in the Mothman Prophecies that go back as far as the 1800s, I believe from members of the U.S. Navy in this book or whatever. So, I mean, the book, is interesting, definitely for research, so that you can learn about things, like even the concept of Batman. Now, Batman didn't come from Mothman Prophecies, but they're Batmen that were found, Batman type of beings that were found within the Mothman Prophecies, like with certain people that, certain accounts within the book of the Mothman Prophecies, certain people seen Batman, certain eyewitnesses. they seen Batmans. So there are Batmans. There are beings that are like Batman. The concept of Batman that was created back in the 30s did not. The guy just didn't randomly create that. Batman was not randomly created. Batman was basically based off of a particular being. A particular being. The Mothman prophecies, they call him Mothman, but this is basically a bat humanoid type of being. This is what Batman is. Hominis nocturna. Hominis nocturna is the technical name for the Batman type of being. The Batman type of being is responsible. Many of your vampires and all of that, their lineage traces back to Hominis nocturna, the Batman type of being that does exist. So the Batman movies and all of that, that's talking about a real live being. And this is not a decoded video, so I'm not decoding Men in Black or Batman or anything like that. So I'm just letting people know that right now. I'm not decoding. I'm giving you the history behind some occult information of some real things and how Hollywood documents it and puts it into a film or a script or a play, as I talked about in my other videos. So the Batman thing, the Mothman prophecies, and the Men in Black all go together because it's all a part of a script. It's a script that was written based upon an occult truth. An occult truth. And this occult truth is the fact that there are Batman type of beings. There are definitely Batman type of beings. And these beings drink blood. They're bloodthirsty. A lot of the rituals and sacrifices that take place are offered. They're offered to these type of beings. These are the beings that back in the days that when you talked about a demon, you would see a picture of a Batman type of being. When, like back in the days, the pic for a demon or the glyph for a demon back in the 1800s is a Batman type of being. And this is what people fail to realize. Like people, they study the occult. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying before, and they watch these films and stuff like that. And they don't realize that all of this stuff is connected. It goes hand in hand. You're watching a film, and the information in the film comes from out of the occult.
Now, see, I want to say something too. First of all, shout out to my brother 13 Signs. I believe he's dead. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I just want to say rest in peace to him. If he is, he was heavily hard targeted. True warrior, true targeted individual. Anyway, but I told y'all over and over and over, watch these movies. Now you got to understand. Before, back in the day when I was young and in the Matrix, when I was popping those blue pills, I didn't know either that the truth was in the movies. The only truth that I thought was in the movies was Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, you know what I'm saying? Those type of movies. You know what I mean? Because that was the environment that I was brought up in. You see what I'm saying? But then I realized that too was also a simulation. You see what I'm saying? So once I realized that science fiction wasn't really fiction and it's really science faction, now of course I lean towards that. So now it's like I play catch up now. So when I watch movies, I make sure that it's when what it says, what kind of movie is it? Sci-fi, drama, blah blah blah, you know what I'm saying? Sci-fi is always good. Sci-fi got to be in it. Sci-fi, thriller, horror or something, it got to be sci-fi. You see what I'm saying? I try to at least let about 90% of the movies I watch sci-fi, because back in the day, I didn't even like sci-fi. You see what I'm saying? So you got to watch these movies and you got to be able to have your third eye activated, so that way you will be able to, decode these movies. You know what I'm saying? Once you be able to decode these movies, you will see what the beast is telling you, because they're telling you everything, just about. But you just got to watch these movies. So I'm going to I'm going to record some more. It's going to be a part 2 because this video is 20 minutes. So I'm going to have to break it down because I don't want it to be too long because it's going to take forever for me to download it.
Out of the occult schools. And John A. Keel was no different. He was an occultist. All of these, Walt Disney, all of these people that were Hollywood, that are popular, Dr. Seuss, all of them were occultists. Shakespeare, even before. You always had to be an occultist before you could be a playwright. Even back in ancient Kemet.
And back in what he just said about the Disney world, you know what I'm saying? For all you people that still go there, and you talking about you're a Christian and all this stuff, then you obviously don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? Because if you knew any better, you wouldn't be taking your kids nor yourself to no Disney World or none of those places. Because all those places are ran by the beast.
And those people that were part of the plays and the
So you shouldn't support none of that.
because they still had griots and things like that, the storytelling and the dancing and all of that, and basically the entertainment of ancient Kemet. You still have to be initiated to be one of the performers and entertainers. You still have to be an initiated occultist. That's the way the game goes, and people just don't like it, but it's the nature of it. It's the nature of it because the nature of the arts, the entertainment, and all of that goes back to the occult and to the ET beings because they feel basically that they are the ones that are responsible for teaching humanity a lot of these things, so they want humanity to pay homage to them, and they usually ask for a sacrifice to do that. So that's what it comes down to. So Batman and all of that, and the shootings and stuff like that that happened in Batman, this is not a video talking about the shootings in Batman or nothing like that. I don't know what was going on with that, but I know for a fact that each occult movie like Batman and all that is talking about a powerful occult being of what used to be a demon back in the 1800s, of what they called them demons. Those Batman type of beings were called demons back in the 1800s. And I know for a fact that the Batman theme is based upon that kind of being, and I know those beings require sacrifice. So
I'm going to stop it right there. This is going to be part 1. All right? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Look out for part 2 in the second half. We out.